Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic should you still use or even buy the iPhone 14 Pro in 2025. Now, a quick disclaimer, I'm not some Apple guru, just a regular tech enthusiast who's been using this device since day one. So if you're currently using the 14 Pro or considering picking one up secondhand, this video is definitely for you. We're going to explore everything from the design and performance to the camera and overall value in today's smartphone landscape. And spoiler alert, the answer might just surprise you. The iPhone 14 Pro originally launched in September 2022, and it came with some serious upgrades. We're talking about the introduction of the Dynamic Island, Apple's first ever 48-megapixel main camera, and the powerful A16 Bionic chip. At the time, it was the top-of-the-line iPhone. Fast forward to 2025, how does it hold up? I can honestly say it's aged like fine wine. But let's break it all down. Let's talk about design and display, the two things you see and feel every single day. Now I'll admit, when I first unboxed the iPhone 14 Pro back in 2022, I gasped. That deep purple finish? Chef's kiss. It looked premium, bold, and distinctly Apple. But 3 years later in 2025, does it still make my heart skip a beat? At first glance, the 14 Pro looks almost identical to the 15 Pro and even the new 16 Pro. All three share that sleek, flat-edge design, the iconic triple camera bump, and the now familiar dynamic island. Honestly, unless you're putting them side by side, it's hard to spot the difference. Let's get personal. I've dropped this phone more times than I'd like to admit, once even straight onto concrete while filming a B-roll. The stainless steel frame? Scuffed? Sure, but it held strong. No dents, no cracks. Meanwhile, my friend's titanium iPhone 16 Pro took a similar tumble and came away with a tiny ding. Does titanium feel nicer in the hand? Absolutely. It's lighter, cooler, a bit more futuristic. But stainless steel? It's got character. It's like a vintage watch, hefty, unapologetic, and built to last. Over time, I've grown to love its weight. It doesn't feel fragile. It feels dependable. It whispers, "I'm here to work." And yes, the bezels on the 14 Pro are thicker. But when was the last time you looked at your phone and thought, "Ugh, these bezels are ruining my experience"? Never. Unless I'm holding it right next to a 16 Pro, I don't even notice. And even then, we're talking millimeters. Now, let's talk about Dynamic Island. This is where the magic happens. I still remember the first time I saw a live sports score float at the top of my screen while editing a video. It felt futuristic. And in 2025? It still does. Apple hasn't changed it much, and that tells you something. Why fix what isn't broken? That's the iPhone 14 Pro's secret. It doesn't scream, "I'm new." It whispers, "I'm reliable." Now, about the display, here's where I get picky. I'm a sunlight readability snob. I film a lot outdoors and I need to see my shots clearly. The 14 Pro's 2000 nit peak brightness? Still a lifesaver. Last summer, shooting a vlog in the blazing noon sun, sweat pouring. This screen? No squinting, no problem. Same brightness as the 16 Pro. Apple hasn't changed it since 2022, and honestly, they didn't need to. Plus, the 14 Pro has a ProMotion, 120Hz refresh rate. That means buttery smooth scrolling through Instagram, editing timelines in Premiere Rush, and navigating apps without a hint of lag. Now, fair's fair, this display isn't perfect. No LTPO 2.0 here. The 16 Pro can drop all the way to 1 Hz to save battery, while the 14 Pro's minimum is 10 Hz. But even then, I'm still getting through a full day of use without needing to panic about charging. All things considered, the 14 Pro's design and display, still top tier in 2025. Battery life. After 2 years, my 14 Pro battery health is at 87%. It still gets me through a day of moderate use. Charging gripes. The Lightning port feels archaic next to USB-C, but if you're invested in MagSafe, it's a non-issue. Now let's talk camera. The iPhone 14 Pro's camera system is still a powerhouse in 2025. It's nearly identical to the 15 Pro, featuring a 48-megapixel main sensor with sensor shift optical image stabilization, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide lens, and a 3 times telephoto zoom. Selfies, also crisp at 12 megapixels. The only real leap in hardware comes with the iPhone 16 Pro, which introduced a 5x periscope zoom. But unless you're constantly zooming way beyond 3x, like spying on birds or reading signs across a street, the difference is minor. Most people scrolling through your Instagram feed or watching your reels won't notice any visual gap between the 14 Pro and the newer models. Now, keeping it real, the iPhone 14 Pro, while still excellent, does have a few quirks. First up, the Lightning port. In a world that's moved to USB-C, carrying a separate Lightning cable feels like a small, daily inconvenience. MagSafe is great, but it doesn't fully make up for it. Second, the lack of Apple's latest AI features. The A16 Bionic chip is still a beast, but it can't handle the newest Apple intelligence tools. If you're all about cutting-edge AI, this might be a sticking point. Lastly, the weight. Compared to the titanium 15 and 16 Pro models, the 14 Pro is noticeably heavier. Not a deal breaker, but definitely something you'll feel in the hand or pocket. So, is the iPhone 14 Pro still worth it in 2025? My honest, humble opinion, absolutely. If you already own one, hold on to it. The upgrades in the newer models are incremental, not revolutionary. You're not missing out on any groundbreaking features. It's like upgrading your car just because the new model has slightly different headlights. Sure, it's nice, but is it necessary? Probably not. Now, if you're looking to buy an iPhone and the 14 Pro is significantly cheaper than the latest models, go for it. You're getting a flagship-level phone at a mid-range price, and that's a steal. Think of it like buying a slightly used high-end gaming PC. You get top-tier performance without the top-tier price tag. If you're a content creator in need of a reliable backup camera, the 14 Pro is a fantastic option as well. Here's the thing. Tech shouldn't be about chasing the new. The iPhone 14 Pro remains a powerhouse in 2025, and unless you absolutely need USB-C or that 5x zoom, saving your cash makes a lot of sense. Thanks for sticking with me through this deep dive into the iPhone 14 Pro. I hope this video helped you make a more informed decision. Remember, tech is a tool, not a status symbol. The best phone is the one that fits your needs and budget, so don't get caught up in the hype cycle. I'd love to hear from you. Are you team keep the 14 Pro or team upgrade? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful. Subscribe for more tech reviews and musings, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch. Your support means the world to me. Stay humble, stay techie, and I'll catch you in the next one.